one that I just came across, like right before the show, was that there has finally been an arrest in Tupac Shakur's murder.
I saw that.
So, September 7th, 1996 is when Tupac Shakur was shot after leaving a Mike Tyson boxing event.
The world
with
changed.
Suge Knight.
Yes.
And the world changed, dude.
Yes, that was the blow up of the hip hop game. That was the East Coast West Coast battle and issues. The world was changing,
right.
And at such an important time, you lost one of the leaders in that world.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, they left. They went to go to an after party, and, they were in a black BMW and waiting at a red light on the Las Vegas Strip when a white Cadillac pulled up beside him and shot. And Tupac was shot multiple times, and he died 6 days later at the age of 25. It was a big deal, and there's been so many conspiracy theories of Tupac still being alive and everything else. But who is this man? Dwayne Keefe D. Davis is apparently a shot caller for the Compton Crips.
Yeah.
And
at least was at
there.
one time.
Right, was at one time.
Yep.
He was there and literally wrote a memoir about it.
Yeah.
And he is like one of, I think it was like 4 other suspects, one including his nephew.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been a suspect for a really long time.
No, from the beginning.
Yeah.
Literally
right.
from the beginning.
And he's 60 years old at this point now. Like, he's got to live a full life. So he has a count of open murder with a use of deadly weapon with gang enhancement. They say he allegedly ordered the death of Tupac and acted as the on-ground, on-site commander to exact revenge for his nephew Orlando Baby Lane Anderson. So the judge denied him bail. He was arrested and denied bail. Which is wild.
It is wild.
But his nephew died 2 years later. Like, he was suspected, obviously, along with Davis, but he was shot and killed 2 years later, so he's not here anymore.
In response to this event, actually, if I'm remembering correct, is why his nephew, they believe that his nephew was the actual trigger puller from my understanding, and that added to it. I could be wrong. I haven't looked at the Tupac case in probably like 5 years.
Well, there were several people in the car. All I know is he handed it to the back seat. I think we'll cover this as an actual case and do a deep dive into it, so we'll get all of those exact details, and I think a little bit more information will come out over the next week so that we can cover it next week. But they say that the case, like, basically reopened, like, they gained interest again in 2018 because of his own admissions to media outlets.
Yeah.
What a dummy. He thought he was invincible
like
at that point?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Well, it's another one of those situations where the LAPD had a lot of, I guess I would say, a lot of risk involvement in this case. You had multiple investigators that were not the most stable people in the way that they were investigating this case, and
there was issues back then.
Yeah, brought a bad image on the LAPD, or at least an image and attention that the chief didn't like. There was some butting heads, there were some issues, there was some, obsession that was going outside of what your normal investigator would do. And I think all those things, all that drama and blue politics can affect an investigation.
Absolutely it can, and I think we see it actually pretty often, unfortunately.
Yep.
So they raided his home in Las Vegas back in July, and they took cell phones, they took laptops, and they took his memoir.
Oh, dude, then he knew it was coming, I'm telling you.
His memoir is being used. I think they were sleeping. Him and his girl were asleep, and they surrounded the home. From what I was sawing at, like, either early in the morning or late at night, I can't remember, but they were supposedly asleep.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but that was so many months ago.
They seized so much stuff.
That was so many months ago. So if they just arrested him now, he knew this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, yeah, probably at this point.
Once you have the probable cause, because if you're him and you did this, and the police had enough probable cause to get a search warrant issued, then if you're in his head as a guilty person, you know you're in trouble. You know you're in trouble, dude.
I don't know. Wouldn't they have arrested him then, though?
No, a search warrant doesn't mean you get arrested. It just means that they had enough evidence, circumstantial evidence, to allow a judge to say, yes, it's worth searching more. It's worth invading his rights as a citizen to dig through his things to see if we can find a connection to this crime.
Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, they also took several .40 caliber bullets.
Yeah.
And tubs containing a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
I think this is... I don't know what took so long. I'm just glad that it's happening. And that, I mean, it's been 27 years that his family has not had justice. And finally... hopefully they get some, which I think they're going to. This, honestly, he wrote a memoir about it and literally talks about handing the gun to somebody in the back seat. Like, he has admitted to it, essentially.
It's a story within a story.
It is.
And, there's a whole story just around the investigation of this crime. So, yeah, I'm excited to cover it. I think it is one of the all-time greats for unsolved and or cold cases for, important world-changing people. Now, there's probably a lot of people out there who don't agree. Maybe you're not into gangster hip-hop, but a large population of the U.S. is, and they were very influential. I mean, it was changing the music game altogether, they literally
trailblazed what we have now.
Yes, like, whether you're a fan or not, like this was
way Elvis did.
A very influential person that has changed the music history forever.
Yeah, All Eyes on Me, it said, had sold like 5 million copies.
Yep. Yep.
Crazy. Nominated 6 times for a Grammy Award.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the all-time greats, I'm telling you. You could almost go ask any demographic and age range of person that has interest in hip-hop, rap, gangster rap, whatever. Anything that falls under that umbrella. And they would probably list him as one of the top 5 people always, no matter what age they are. So
yeah, like people just knowing his name.
Him or Biggie. Yep.
People just knowing his name, though, like, they wouldn't even need to be interested, honestly, to know who he is. But
yeah. We're curious what you think. Are you excited for us to cover this case? And what would you like us to dig out of this case? Are you more interested in the crime itself, some of those details on how it happened? Are you more interested in the investigators that were involved and the shadiness of that situation? Let us know. Let those thoughts riot in the comments below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riot.